This is the Scholarlynk news for 17th December 2020. Singapore will launch a new travel lane aimed at business travelers who will be staying in Singapore for up to 14 days. The travel lane will only be open to a limited number of business, official, and high economic value travelers from all countries. Applications to use the travel lane will open in the middle of January 2021. The Minister for Trade and Industry explained that because global business travel has been drastically reduced by many countries' need for quarantine, counterparts from different countries are unable to meet. The idea is for Singapore to be a meeting point for business people to come to for up to 14 days. During their stay here, they will undergo the required routine medical checks to assure themselves and their meeting partners that they are safe. For the entire duration of their stay, these travelers arriving in Singapore will stay within dedicated facilities, undergo regular testing, and observe safe management measures. Travelers will also have to test negative for COVID-19 before leaving their home country and take another test after arriving in Singapore. Think about it. Will this scheme be popular among businessmen? It means that all parties must travel to another country and be subject to many tests and restrictions that they would not be in their home country. The Indonesian government is preparing to reopen Bali for international tourism, but a lot depends on the island's COVID-19 situation. A spokesman from the Tourism and Creative Economy Ministry said that if there were no new daily cases in the province, then the island could be reopened soon. Tourism accounts for more than half of Bali's economy, and this sector has suffered great loss in revenue due to reduced demand for travel during the pandemic. This month, the United Nations World Tourism Organization conducted its first in-person visit to Bali since the start of the pandemic. UNWTO has claimed that Bali was ready to welcome international tourists before Christmas. This was based on the health and safety measures put in place. To address potential tourists' concerns about health measures, the government has set up certification for tourist destinations on the island. Already, certificates have been issued to 315 hotels and 351 restaurants. Think about it. Even if Bali is open for tourists, many countries have placed restrictions on their people traveling to other countries. Will the measures the Indonesian government have taken be enough to rescue Bali's economy? China's Bureau for Regulating Monopolies has fined 3 leading internet companies for not declaring past acquisitions. There has been increased scrutiny of China's largest technology companies and more anti-monopoly efforts in China recently. The companies that were fined are Alibaba Investment, Shenzhen Hivebox Technology, and China Literature, which is backed by Tencent. Each were fined $76,450 for not seeking approval before buying out companies. However, investigations did not show that the buyouts of companies were meant to restrict competition. The penalties are not substantial, but are more symbolic of strengthening supervision to come in the internet sector. There are other cases that are currently undergoing investigation, such as the merger between 2 live streaming sites. Think about it. Why is it important that monopolies do not exist in certain sectors? What if a company becomes the market leader purely because it is so much better than the competition? New York has given the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine to its first healthcare worker. The intensive care unit nurse stated that she wanted to instill public confidence that the vaccine is safe. The first 2.9 million doses of the vaccine were shipped last Sunday, packed into trucks with dry ice needed to maintain the cold storage temperatures of the vaccine. These were ultimately sent to 145 of 636 vaccine staging areas across the country. The vaccine was ready just 11 months after the first COVID-19 infections were reported. While the most ambitious vaccine rollout promises to end a crisis, a return to normalcy is still many months away. Most Americans won't be able to get a vaccine until spring 2021. And even then, many pandemic public health measures will remain in place to prevent any spread. The government has recommended that frontline healthcare workers and residents of long-term care facilities be prioritized for vaccinations. Think about it. If healthcare workers suffer severe side effects from the vaccine, how will hospitals cope with the reduced manpower? Engineers at the National University of Singapore have developed a way to convert natural gas into a solid. The process is done using a mixture that is low in toxicity and takes just 15 minutes. This allows it to be safely and easily stored and transported. Natural gas sometimes becomes trapped in cages of water molecules as a solid. However, when this happens in nature, the process can take millions of years. Scientists have been trying to speed up this natural process, and now the team from NUS claims the fastest conversion time of 15 minutes. This is more than twice as fast as the current standard. The key ingredient in the mixture that allows for this is an amino acid called L-tryptophan. The natural gas will form into a block of ice that is non-explosive and stable enough to be stored in a regular freezer at -5 degrees Celsius. When natural gas is stored as a liquid, it needs to be stored at much colder temperatures of -162 degrees Celsius. Do you think safe, solid natural gas will be able to bridge the gap between switching to renewable energy and our current dependence on fossil fuels? This brings us to the end of today's edition of the Scholarlynk News. Please subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified of our new videos. As always, this is the Scholarlynk team saying goodbye and wishing you a wonderful rest of the day.